Hello, everyone. This is the Space Between Entertainment and Cheeky Comics Q2 reveal for 2025. I am Pat Shand, and let's go down and introduce each of ourselves.
Hi, I'm Shannon Lee, the editor-in-chief of Space Between Entertainment.
Hey guys, I'm Chris Halton, the publisher for Space Between Entertainment.
Hello, I'm Ralph Tedesco. I'm co-founder of Zenoscope Entertainment. Also working with Space Between on a bunch of projects coming up this year that I'm very excited about. So hopefully we'll be talking about those.
We definitely will. And what I want to say to everyone watching is, and I'll repeat this as more and more people come and go, through this stream, we're going to be doing trivia and giveaways. So Steve, every 15 minutes, will burst in with a giveaway. And we'll come up with a trivia question, ask you guys, and the first person in the comments to get the trivia question right will receive the giveaway. Now, one thing that you have to do, though, is email us at Space Between Entertainment, and I'll put this in the comments. Email us with your address, your name, what you won, and we will take care of you that way. Just make sure to, this is for those who have backed a live Kickstarter, whether it be Nippy 2, which hasn't shipped yet, Amarini 3, Devil in America 2, or the live ones, Give 'em Hell 2, and Kylie in Public. We'll package your giveaway item with your Kickstarter rewards. Just be sure to contact us at spacebetweenentertainment.com, at gmail.com, so you can get your rewards. Anything to say before we go into this exciting reveal?
Not much.
Cool.
I'm posting on socials right now to make sure everybody knows we're live.
We have, I do want to say, Papa Chris, Chris Halton has recently become a father, and I believe that we have the live stream debut of his daughter here.
What's the email again, Pat? spacebetweenentertainment@gmail?
Spacebetweenent@gmail.com.
Ent.
Yes.
Got it.
All right, everyone. Also, yeah, we launched Kylie in Public #1 today. It's exciting news for us. We have Richard Fairgray, who is the writer of Kylie in Public, here as well, but we're going to bring him on to announce something else special in a little bit. But first, let's roll into these. We're excited to launch Q2. For the first quarter of 2025, we essentially had a new launch every single week, and we're going to continue that for the most part through Q2. There'll be some weeks off here and there, but we have a very heavy schedule, exciting releases all through Space Between and Cheeky. We're going to start this stream by announcing Space Between, and then later on, things are going to get a bit sexy for the Cheeky releases. So first up, this is the first launch of Q2. It's going to be launching next Tuesday. We have Wild Wisps #4. And I'm the writer of Wild Wisps. Shannon and Chris have been doing a great job editing this. We pitched it as sort of the nostalgia of Pokemon and Digimon meets the adult-oriented, action-packed, intense fantasy of Game of Thrones. This has been a runaway hit for us. It's an ongoing series, so every quarter you can at least expect one, and we're happy to bring our 4th issue here. Sharon, do you want to talk a bit about Wild Wisps?
Yeah, I love Wild Wisps, and Pat knows that I'm late to the game, but I'm now obsessed with collecting Pokemon cards. So Wild Wisps has been even more fun for me because we actually have used some artists that have actually even worked in the Pokemon TCG universe and everything. And in general, all the critters and creatures and the atmospheres, everything we've got going on with Wild Wisps is very reminiscent of that type of feel for me, very Pokemon Go type of vibe. But yeah, and I'm really excited that everybody's enjoying it and we can keep it going. Like Pat said, we're on #4 now, and the story is going to get more intense and unfortunately a little bit heartbreaking. He's trying to make us cry here, but it's all going to come full circle if everyone sticks out and gets the full story. A lot of beautiful stuff is coming with Wild Wisps.
Yeah, and also I do want to say on the note of the trading cards, we have Koki Sato, who is one of the longest running trading card artists for Pokemon and I believe other games as well. Contributed our cover B for Wild Wisps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we have the Tonkarex Koki Sato variant. Beautiful. And Chris, did you want to chime in on Wild Wisps?
Oh yeah, Wild Wisps is such a fun project to be working on. Every day, opening my inbox to seeing the Betsy's new artwork. It's amazing. You know, with issue 4, he's coming out with really wild panels. You know, Pat really put him to work on this one. A bunch of wisps all fighting the soldiers and stuff is really wild. You know, the castle, Queen Raina's castle is getting attacked, and it's an all-out crazy bash.
Yeah, we can reveal here that issue 4 is a big battle. It's a war issue. We'll continue to see Kino's backstory while kind of pushing the plot forward in a major way with number 4. And on that note, since Wild Wisps is ongoing, this quarter won't just have issue 4, but it'll end. Before that, here's our Zongbros variant. We do every cover E for the series is going to have a kind of like more cheeky comic style variant where we kind of show one of the characters in a more pin-up way. And here we have our Queen Raina for Wild Wisps.
Is that Tai Pasa in the background? Oh no, that's the dragon one.
Yes, that's Tastel. Yeah.
Yeah, Tastel. Wow.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Awesome cover, and there'll be a metal version of that as well that you can get through our Kickstarter. This is going to be launching next Tuesday, Wild Wisps number 4, and we're going to end the quarter with Wild Wisps number 5, introducing a new character, a new villain, who's going to make an appearance in this issue. Here's the cover by Cesar Mora, where you can see this new character and a new Wisp, who you'll find out the name relatively soon. We have a comment. I got my aunt who has been reading comics that I gave her for a few years now into Wild Wisps comic, and she loved the Tonkarex. She sometimes dragging. I can't wait to back it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, next up, we have a reveal that many of you have been waiting on. This is a project that we announced a long time ago. It was originally meant for a 2024 release, but now we can confidently say Quarter 2, 2025, we're going to do Crush Island Killer. The concept here is a reality show. It's based on romance, cash prize. That all these contestants are on an island, and it gets invaded by a killer. One of the contestants is a killer who is going around taking out the other contestants as well as the staff, and they're all stuck on this remote island as these murders are being live streamed worldwide.
Make a great real reality show.
Yeah,
it would. Yeah, so like we watch these reality shows, and sometimes what's missing is these people who you love or hate just being brutally murdered. So yeah, I mean, if you ever watch Love Island, I mean, half of them can go, right? So we have issue 1 here. This is the first new creation that I'm doing with Amy Shand since the Thirsty Cheeky Steamy trilogy, which started Cheeky Comics. So we have the two of us are collaborating on the story, and we have covers here from Valentina Pinti, Cindy Law, and of course Othala M, who has been doing beautiful covers for our Cheeky line. And Shannon, I know you're a reality TV enthusiast.
Oh boy, am I. I'm obsessed. I'm watching Temptation Island right now too, and those couples need to all break up pretty much. But all that type of stuff I definitely love too. So I was really excited when you and Amy came up with this idea. And of course, it's got to be a murder mystery, because that's also another guilty pleasure, is all the murder documentaries. But I'm really excited for this one too. I think it merges two different type of interests that I feel like it's going to have a wide span of an audience of people and everything. So I think it's going to go smoothly.
Yeah, we've been teasing it for quite a long time too. So I'm happy to finally get it out there. All right, next up, what is next? We went over our single issues. Now we're going to do another hardcover during this quarter. The hardcover is going to be for I Summoned Cthulhu to fund my Kickstarter. That was one of the first, actually the first single issue series that we did through Space Between. It predates Private Dance, Only Friends with Pen, Vix the Hunter. This was the first one getting the hardcover treatment. This has been a beloved series for us, launched a wave of new interest in us. So I'm happy to finally get this one collected into a beautiful edition here. And Chris, if you could speak a bit to I Summoned Cthulhu.
Yeah, I Summoned Cthulhu is another one of my favorites. I'm actually in it. Let's see. I'm excited about the lenticular cover. Are we still doing that? We still have that?
Yes. So here's how it's going to be. With the Private Dance hardcover, the actual art for cover A was printed on the hardcover itself. For this, every single cover, including the main cover and the variants, are dust jackets. And we're doing that because we're going to have a version that comes with no dust jacket, but has a lenticular piece that is presented in the middle of the front cover that's going to show Lyric's art. It's going to show a waifu goddess transform into Death Goddess. And that's going to be our first hardcover lenticular. And here's a great question. Is there going to be exclusives selected in the volume? There is going to be I'll answer that in a second. We have a surprise here. We have the Kool-Aid Man breaking in. Oh, yeah. All right. We have, speaking of Wild Wisps a second ago, we have the Koki Sato variant from issue 1 is our giveaway right now. What I want as the first trivia question, if anyone here could tell me what the difference is between these green Tonkarex and this purple Tonkarex. If you know what the difference is between them, comment it, and the first one who gets it is going to win the Koki Sato variant of Wild Wisps #1, our debut issue, which is a double-sized issue, by the way, too. So if you haven't read the series yet, I mean, you probably won't get it if you haven't read the series, but because it's in the book. But this is a beautiful collector's item. It's actually my background for my computer. It refreshed now, so it's gone. But this is my normal background for my computer. If anyone can name the difference between the green Tonkarex and the purple Tonkarex, post it in the comments. I'll be looking out for that. And the first one to get it is going to win the Kogi Sato variant. Oh, and this is Steve J. I'm not sure if they can see you. Vice President.
Chris.
Yes, there are digital readers out there. That is correct. So maybe you got it digitally but didn't get it physically. So get the answer in there. Purple is rare portal creation. Okay, it's rare, but that's not really what it is. There's a specific word for what it is. And a portal creation is something that some of them can do, but not this character.
Is it? I think Richard's onto something.
Let's see. He one made a whole. Hey, maybe. Nice eye, Ralph.
Is that not it?
That I mean, it should have been it probably, but that
Close.
is
It's close, Richard.
Oh yeah, I wanted to answer this question. Exclusive stuff in the volume. Is it a mythical? Yes. Well, close. It's the word is in there. I'm gonna give it to you. It is a mythic Tonkarex. The word is in there, so I'm going to give it to just an ordinary genius. I won't call you an idiot. You're an ordinary genius. You got the question correct. So please email us at spacebetweenent@gmail.com with any live Kickstarters that you've backed, anything that hasn't been delivered yet, and we'll include your free copy of Wild Wisps #1 Koki Sato variant in your order. Now, to answer that question, there is a ton of exclusive stuff in the volume, and it is not just the normal back matter that you would expect. In the volume is going to be brand new short stories that are going to amount to over a single issue's worth of new content. Some of those stories are from the universe of Cthulhu, and others are actually they take the characters, like say for example, we parodied Raven Gregory and Charlie Stickney and David Pepose and Richard Fairgray in the story. We actually had those writers come in and write parody versions of their own stories that are going to be in the bonus material for I Summoned Cthulhu. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next up is our Dark Veil reveal, and we're going to bring on Chris Moses, story editor, and Anthony Stokes, story editor, if he is around. This is going to be the reveal of our new Dark Veil title. It is the fourth new title in our universe. So, Chris Moses, if you want to take it away, please.
Yeah, so this is, as Pat said, the installment right before our climactic conclusion. I helped put together the outline and structure the story before we pass it off to Stokes. And it's an awesome issue. We get to introduce into a bunch of new characters and a lot of new mechanics in the world that help flesh out the Dark Veil universe and really helps it stand out on its own. And Stokes, as I said, was the one that was the writer, and he came in and really took the concepts that we laid out and took it to the next level.
I think that's Chris. Yep.
I think he's here right now, right?
I'm back.
No. I'm talking about Stokes.
Technical difficulties.
Having some technical issues. So while Stokes works on that, let's have Chris, who is the Dark Veil group editor and the collaborator on the story with us. Chris Holton, take over about Demon Time, please.
Oh, all right. Demon Time is about 5 demons that come to Earth to take over hot humans. Basically. And see, like there's one of them right there, Moloch.
Mm-hmm.
She takes over a psychopathic serial killer, and with one eye. And it's all like they're like a team of demons, and they just go around doing some wild stuff. And Demina comes in and tries to recruit them to her war against the Death Goddess.
Yes, so it does tie into the main Death Goddess title, and what this series is about. The 2 spinoffs, Vampire Queen of Miami and Demon Time, have been about monsters in this universe that are trying to do their own thing. In Vampire Queen of Miami, she's this eternal vampire who has been running parties in Miami, and it has turned her life into nothing but a bloodbath of fun. In Demon Time, these demons have possessed humans, and in all these horror films, we see demons take over humans for these grand satanic plans. But in Demon Time, if I were a demon, I would finally have a body. I don't want to drag the world to oblivion. I want to, feel what it's like to have a human body. I want to have sex, can't say it on YouTube, DRUGS, just live a life of debauchery because you're evil. You have no moral conscience, and why would you do anything but have a fun time? So now this evil character, Demina, wants to drag them into this supernatural war, and it's all about the resistance between these demons and the stronger demonic force of Demina. Does demon possession make someone sexy, or do they seek out hot people on purpose? They seek out hot people on purpose. So they have an entire selection all over Earth of bodies. So they pick their hottest one. They just find the hottest body and they go, you know what? That's me. That's me. All right. Unfortunately, Stokes, can we
Hey, there he is.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Finally, yes, beautiful.
I'm glad I had the difficulties earlier because I ran up the steps, so I caught my breath. I at least the way I approached Demon Time, it was kind of on the peripheral of the universe. I often feel like an outsider myself, so that's kind of how I approached it. It's kind of like the dirtier, kind of grimier side of the universe, at least as I perceived it.
Definitely, yeah. There's the artwork, the vibe here, it's a lot darker in tone than a lot of our other stuff, including Dark Veil. You know, Dark Veil is all about horror, dark fantasy, and gritty storytelling led by female characters. Demon Time takes things on the horror side to the next level for sure. And I do want to comment on this. More lyrics and Dravakis covers, absolutely yes. We're gonna
almost every cover, almost every title.
You know, every title so far has had a lyrics and Dravakis. And right here we have Sonia Matas and Coco Aspen, who I just met this past weekend at Zenoscope VIP Philly. Absolutely amazing people. And also they mailed us a print version of their cover for Dark Veil, #1. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so Stokes and Moses, if you want to stick around for a bit after, I'll bring you all back. But for now, we're going to move on to our next title here. And we're going to bring on Mr. Richard Fairgray.
Hello.
Welcome, Richard.
Yeah, I like the incredible like minimalism of this image. No one is gonna. It's a book about a lot of hands.
A lot of hands. Just reaching for something. Today is a very Richard-focused day at Space Between. We launched Kylie in Public, which is Richard's debut as a writer for us. And
that's not true.
Oh no, that's not true.
I'm the one who did the dirty bidet porn story last year.
Yes. Richard, you might recognize him from Spot On. He did a short digital for us. This is our first in-print Richard debut. Kylie in Public, it's live on Kickstarter right now. You could link it in the comments later on after the stream. But we're also excited to announce a brand new creator-owned series written and drawn by Richard called Muse.
Yeah, I mean, this series has been percolating for almost a decade. My best friend Alex and I were about to have a meeting with some people from a production company and about another thing. And the people who were organizing it said, hey, just so you know, we just got word they're looking for specifically supernatural stories with strong female leads. And I said, can you give me 25 minutes? I'll come up with something. And they laughed, and I said, I'm not kidding. Please leave. And Alex and I spitballed this idea kind of out of nowhere, and it just really stuck. And that company went under, and I sat on the story until, mid last year before I said, hang on, this really suits the kind of stuff Pat publishes. So this is a story about an immortal muse who has been around for thousands of years, whose immortality is linked to the idea that she can disappear and be abstracted by the artwork that she inspires. She has been in thousands of paintings, songs, poems, everything, any representation that you can have that someone can be inspired by her wonder and her charms. But she herself has always been able to disappear into that and come back born again, born new. But now, in the age of camera phones and social media and everything lasting forever, she is becoming mortal. And not just, not out of nowhere, but because of a horrible tragedy that has put her front and center and made her one of the most reviled women on the planet. And this is about a woman who is deciding that after thousands of years inspiring other people, she has to figure out what she wants to do with the one life that she has left.
Yeah, this has been one that I've been excited for. We haven't really delved much into creator-owned titles, but Richard is someone who I back all his stuff. I'm a big fan of his work as both a writer and an artist, and I'm so excited to be able to bring this story to life with Richard. I do want to also see if we could show a little bit of Kylie, which is... Here it is. So Kylie in Public is Richard's other work for us right now. He is the writer on this. It's a series that Amy Shand and I created. And we have Richard on writing, and we have Eliza Posetta is drawing it. So, Richard, if you could briefly speak to Kylie in Public as well, please.
Well, this is the first time that my name has actually been on straight porn that I'm writing. I've done it plenty of times in the past, but always under other names because I used to do kids' books, and now I don't. So I get to do stuff like this publicly. I have always said that the wonder of the best, like all the best pornography, is about love. It's about finding a connection. It's about reading a story where you actually care about the characters, so their enjoyment matters to you as much as your own. I sometimes joke that I want to create the kind of pornography that you really do want to read all the way to the end. And with, you know, what all the books from Cheeky do is offer these like character-driven stories. And so this is a story about a dog groomer and her boyfriend who have discovered in the pages of the previous anthologies have discovered a wonderful love of public sex. And this is about them realizing that it's not just about having sex in public places. It is about finding a way to make public places more special to them, finding places that are for everyone and creating memories that only they hold on to, and about the way that we activate these spaces between ourselves to find connection. And of course, that's a great emotional journey, but we also need a fun mystery. So this is a story about a nasty old man who has gotten some footage of them and is threatening to upend their entire lives by making their public sex public.
There we go. And we're so happy to have you on board, Richard. And we have Steve J here back for the next giveaway.
It's a good one.
Let's see it. Oh, this is the one?
This is the one.
This is something crazy. So I want you to note something here. The back of this is the back of our metal covers. But this is not a metal cover. This is the printer printed too many of the base of this. So we have this cover, which was only ever trade dress or metal, as a version here with no trade dress, no metal. Just this is a hyper rare. How many do we have?
14.
We have 14, which means 14 exist, period. And some are a bit damaged too. So this is probably our strangest and rarest giveaway ever. It is the no trade dress version of I Summoned Cthulhu, the Fama Kickstarter #1 waifu goddess version by Lyrics.
Wow.
So, Chris, do you want to come up with a question for the trivia here?
All right. In Darkvale #1, who is Addison? No.
Oh.
I was gonna say. All right. Well, I guess I'll make it even easier. Who is Addison's roommate?
Yeah, Darkvale #1.
Who is Addison's roommate?
Who is Addison's roommate in Darkvale #1? That's actually a pretty tough question.
Yeah, I was gonna flip it around, but
yeah. So I mean, it's
I got distracted thinking that Lyrics cover
for a cover that's going to be a pretty high interest cover. So, who is Addison's roommate in Darkvale #1? The answer, the first comment that we see, is going to get this hyper rare cover. All right, Richard, thanks for hanging out. If you want to come back later on, I'm going to put you backstage.
All right.
Oh
yeah, great job with Kylie 1. The pant jokes are amazing, Richard.
Thank you.
So funny.
It goes to Damn Hooligans. Damn Hooligans wins this exclusive cover. Damn Hooligans, please remember to email us at spacebetweenent@gmail.com and let us know what campaigns you've backed that are not yet delivered, and we will attach that to any of those campaigns. All right, Richard, let's see what's up next. Cheeky's up next, but first, I actually want to tease something here. I'm going to remove this, and I'm not going to show you who is doing this yet, but I'm just going to show you the result here. Something is being drawn as we speak, something absolutely gorgeous. We're going to bring in the artist, and this artist is someone that we've worked with before, who I would say is our most requested interior artist after she first contributed interior art to us back in 2019, I believe. We're going to bring her in briefly. First, we're going to go through a few elements of our Cheeky slate, but I just wanted to tease this because this is awesome to see. And soon you'll know who is the artist behind this. If you have any idea, put it in the comments below. But we'll be back to this artist in a moment. Now, our Cheeky slate for 2025 Q2 begins. Next month, we're going to do a special. So last year, we did a special called Cheeky Comics Beach Party. Now, our specials are structured like this. We have a 10-page story followed by a pinup gallery that is essentially cover quality images that fill up the rest of the issue. So it's a half story, half art book. This year, we're going to do the Cheeky Comics Sundress special. Sundresses are, every guy out there, when Sundress season comes back in, we're all happy. We welcome it with open arms. So we have our Sundress special is going to have a story focusing on Penn, Only Friends with Penn, and a beautiful pinup gallery of artists portraying our characters in and out of sundresses. Shannon, if you want to speak a bit to the story element of the Sundress special.
Yeah. So like Pat was saying, I mean, the Sundress special kind of mimics how we did Cheeky Beach Party last year. So it's a story and then pinups. So last year when we did Private Dance for that special, we were thinking like who should be the main story for this one, and we went with Penn and Benny, and it's a very lighthearted comedy, sweet story about Penn, and her favorite sundress, and of course she's on a live stream and everybody's happy about her showing off her sundresses, and how Benny has an incident occur afterwards with it.
Yes, and there's some fallout to the incident. The story, it's going to be plotted by Chris Moses, Anthony Stokes, and Peaches Malone, and written by Peaches. And yes, I'm also very happy to get more Penny and Ben as well. We have some guesses in the comments as to who is drawing the image I showed before. I won't say who's right, who's wrong, if anybody is. But Chris, if you want to speak a bit to the artists that we're featuring in the pinup gallery for the Sundress special.
Yeah, we got a lot of artists. We got Elijah Paqueta. That's how we say it. Eliza Paqueta. Fang Fang. Rena Artie. What else?
We have the Dolores Cacciato who did Nippy. So we have some of our interior artists are also doing pinups for this as well. So we have Dolores, we have Eliza, we have Daphne Red, etc.
Yeah.
All right. And next up we have Mr. Ralph. Ralph has come on board with us to do some collaborative titles. We do those through our Wise Guys account with Ralph's company. It's called Black Crow Comics. And together we collaborate to create Give 'em Hell and The Escort. So right now, Give 'em Hell 2 is live, but during quarter 2, we'll also be putting out issue 3. So Ralph, if you want to speak a bit to Give 'em Hell.
Give 'em hell. Yeah. Pat and I have always had a pretty good creative relationship ever since he started working for us at Zenoscope years back. And I don't remember exactly when we started talking about this exact title. But I think it fell into place really easy. And just like really, it's just a fun idea about a demon, a succubus named Ember, M for short, who is working for hell and stealing souls of people. And, they don't really know why, the succubi, if you will, don't know why they're doing this. Like they're just told to do it and they're doing it. They have to meet a quota, and then you kind of enter the corporate world of hell in the first issue, which is a lot of fun. And M gets kind of starts realizing what's going on, and teams up with an angel who is actually after her, and kind of wants to take it to Satan, and help take down hell, essentially, before hell takes down Earth. And it's just a fun, it's got a sexy vibe to it, of course, because it's Cheeky, and Cheeky's just an awesome brand that these guys over at Pat and everyone have come up with. And I just think it's got the sexy vibe, but it's also got a fun comedic story at the heart of it. One of the more fun titles I've had. it's one of those titles you write and it just kind of jumps out like right off the page. Like it's fun. It's so much fun to write that it doesn't ever really feel like work. Like some other titles I've written, which are a little harder and more difficult to crack. This one felt very easy and very symbiotic when me and Pat were coming up with the storyline for it. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited because I loved how the first issue turned out, and then just this next issue's been equally as fun to write. And the series is just sort of breath of fresh air with it. I love writing comedy, so action comedy, supernatural anything with comedic undertones. If you read any of my work, a lot of it has some comedy in it, even like the dramatic stuff and even like the more serious stuff. I always like to layer in some comedy in that. But this one, I think we leaned into it pretty hard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Ralph and I, when I first started working at Zenoscope, Joe and Ralph would create outlines together, and then I would script from those, and then I started to go into those writers' rooms with Ralph and Joe. And eventually, Ralph and I began to write some scripts together, especially on Tales of Terror. And our vibe as far as writing together has always been very, very fluid. It's a great fit. So when Ralph and I started talking about Kickstarter, it felt like, we can carry over that great vibe from what we did together in the past to these new titles. And I will say, yes, we have new Garvey covers coming soon on some of these titles, as well as on Crush Island Killer. And also, Ralph and I, in addition to Give 'Em Hell, are doing a book together called The Escort. Number 1 is shipping right now, and issue 2 should be launching on Kickstarter next month as part of quarter 2. And Ralph, if you could speak a bit to The Escort.
Escort, I've heard of it. Yeah, no, it's another obviously cheeky title where our main character Alexa is her real name, but she goes by Lexi because Amazon ruined it for Alexa for her. She's an escort, high-end escort who specializes in really just, I mean, as you can see, some dominatrix stuff, some dom stuff, but she works with rich couples who are having trouble keeping that spark in their sex lives. But she's also got a lot of skills because she used to be in the Army. She used to be a Marine. And after she left, she kind of got pulled into this world of making a lot of money doing high-end escort service. So she gets recruited to help bring down I would call it sort of an Illuminati esque sort of what would you say, Pat?
Like a syndicate.
Syndicate. That's the word. It's Illuminati adjacent. But yeah, so she kind of gets recruited by the government, this government agency, secretive government agency, in fact, and they kind of rope her into helping them. And she's got to kind of uncover what's going on with these, billionaires who live out in the Hamptons and on Long Island and in Manhattan. So it takes place in your backyard, essentially, Pat.
It does.
Which I constantly have to look up because I'm not familiar with Long Island at all. So I defer to Pat on all the locations. But as far as that goes, it's just another series, which it's a little bit more, I'd say it's a little bit more grounded than Give 'Em Hell in some ways. But it's still got that supernatural horror, sci-fi drama. It's kind of combines a few different elements to it, but it's fun. It's still fun. It doesn't take itself so seriously, but it definitely has a little bit more horror to it, I think. We lean into that world more, and the shit they're doing is really disturbing. So, and she's just a great character to write because she's such a badass. and you kind of start realizing what a badass she is as the story goes along. And Zenoscope's made its sort of way writing badass female characters for 20 years, and she fits in very nicely to the type of character that I like writing.
Oh yeah, I love how you bring that sense of, both. It's humor because in all the situations she's on her toes. She's sarcastic, and she's also very humanized too, because you brought this element into the story where she could have taken this job with the government for a payday, but she ends up doing it for an emotional reason. So I like that you had that character focused energy in your stories.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a bigger heart than you realize, I think, it's early on.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's, you want a character that you could root for too.
Yeah. So that is the Escort 2 and Give 'em Hell 3 coming in quarter 2. And just briefly, we're going to move on quickly because I want to get our special guest on the screen. We have Countless Little Deaths 2 launching quarter 2. This has been one of our most successful issue 1 launches, so that's going to be coming soon. And now we're going to talk about Private Dance. We have some brief announcements for the main series and then our big reveal. So Private Dance issue 5 is going to be launching in May. It's already printed. It is already in stock. We're going to launch it essentially as soon as we ship the hardcover, which we're waiting for from overseas. This is going to launch right away, and we're going to ship it right away as well. We are ready to go on this. We have our new covers here starting season 2 of this title. We have our Celtics cover.
Great covers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, please. I'm with you. This artist, Dalmo's art in the middle here has been one of our most requested cover artists. And then we have a cosplay cover here as well from Daria Heim. So it's already printed. It is ready to go. As soon as this is done, it's going to be shipping, which is going to leave us room to launch issue 6 with this beautiful Luana Vecchio cover in June. So we're doing 2 titles. Two issues of the main Private Dance title in quarter 2. And real quick, we have our next giveaway.
Timing is impeccable.
Oh, this is impeccable. Speaking of Sabby on the screen, we have a Private Dance foil cover featuring Sabby for issue 3. This is the Kairu no Barugo foil cover for Private Dance 3. What I want you to tell me in the comments, what is Sabby's real name? Sabby's her dancer name. What is Sabby's real name? The first answer is going to get this cover. Steve. Thank you. All right. We have it. Trask Smith gets it with Sydney. Now, first, this is our big announcement is Private Dance Las Vegas. We have the interior artist as a guest here in the stream. That is who you saw drawing the character before. Just really quickly, bask in this cover. This is Celtis Art who designed this character. This is our new character whose dancer name is Jersey and her real name is Chrissy. So we're going to first get this out of here, bring on this art. And I will say someone up here did guess correctly. We're going to bring on the one and only Zen Ange.
Hello. Good job, Kevin. Thank you for guessing me. So Pat did a little bit of a bait and switch because the special guest is actually my cat son, Jack.
I'm going to make you full screen here.
Yes. Sorry if you have come to any of my Twitch streams. I don't have a door on my workspace, so there's always cats coming through.
Well, I can't believe it, but my cat literally must have heard you say cat.
Cat? Hello, little cat. Sorry. Oh, so good. So yes, if you see a tail going back and forth, it's Jack. But yeah, no. Thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me on for the series, Pat.
I mean, thank you for agreeing to do so. You know, I mentioned before when we were kind of teasing out who was going to be drawing the series that you started working for us on both covers and interiors for shorts, I believe in 2019 with Smoke We See the Future Volume 1.
Was that the first one? I'm trying to like think back of like, I feel like I did some Destiny NY for you as well.
Yes, you did some covers. We haven't done an interior story yet. Yeah, we
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the little short with the cat in the One Smoke Weed book.
Yes.
And then also we did a couple of shorts for Cheeky. I think I've done 3 sexy comics for you, which is always fun to explain when I'm like at a convention or whatever, that I'm like, okay, hold on, let me explain to you what this is before you know you go and pick this up and assume it's like an all ages thing.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, whenever I mention like Space Between or am explaining like the Cheeky anthologies to people at like cons and events, they always have a really positive response. Or I'll have people be like, oh my god, yeah, I know Pat Shand. He's such like a good writer. He's such like a good like creative director. You know, so you are well thought of in the sphere of sexy comics. Apparently, so there you go.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I mean, likewise, you know, our readers have been asking for more Jen for a very long time. We do a census at the end of every year, and
oh my god.
you top the list for favorite interior artists and also favorite cover artists as well. Our readers love your work, and this is going to be your first full miniseries that you're going to be drawing for us. It's Private Dance Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, and admittedly, I mean, I feel like I always have this experience like for the sexy comics that I've worked on with you guys before. I don't know. I always just feel very like baby when I work on them, because it's like I feel like people would be like, "Oh my god, yeah, you're drawing like all these like sexual situations and all these like hot characters and blah blah blah," and I'm like, I'm just sitting here like looking at this reference that I hope nobody else is going to see me looking at and being like, does this anatomy make sense? Does this shot make sense? What's the best way to like lay this out? Like I think my favorite one that I did for you guys was the one with the car, the like ride share one.
Oh yes, that was automatic reprise.
Yeah, because I feel like I got to a point where I was doing some really like fun thank you. Yeah, I hope that you weren't going to be like, oh no, she's drawing before she's on stream, because I was like, as you saw, I was finagling around with this for that whole time, so I figured I could kind of, yes, my intention was to draw this a little bit while you guys were chatting / watching, so
for sure.
Yes, I apologize if I derailed the topic.
Not even a little bit. We could talk story here as well. This is another one that I'm going to be co-writing with Ralph, who is in the chat over here. So
hi, Ralph.
Hi, Jan. I'm very excited to be working with you. You're very, very talented.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I am a little bit apprehensive, but I am excited to be working on like a full series with you guys, because I know that Pat and Shannon are good people. So.
Oh yeah.
You've got this, Jen.
Thank you.
You definitely got this. You're gonna do an amazing job. This is a story that we actually developed together in the writer's room this year. Ralph and I, Ralph has been doing copy editing on Private Dance for us. And he called me at one point and talked a bit about the series. And it felt like it would be a good fit to do some of this together because Ralph's, as we mentioned before, Ralph has a great sense of character and humor. And one of the elements of the main Private Dance series, as well as the Down South one-shot that we did with Casanova Cart, is that it does balance that drama and humor in such a fun way. So yeah, I mean, this has been an awesome series to develop together. It's going to be launching. We're currently looking toward the end of May. So the slate, as far as when it would come out in between Private Dance issues, it would be Private Dance 5, Las Vegas 1, and then Private Dance number 6. But yeah, no, Jen, so happy to have you on board. I'm gonna briefly remove the art so we can finish this slideshow,
All good.
and then we're gonna put it back when we're done with that. Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh.
So next up, we have our Patreon announcement. These are our 3 Patreon covers for quarter 2. We have April. This is going to finish out our run on the Private Dance 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we've been doing for the first part of the year. This is issue 4. It's a double issue. The Patreon exclusive is by Kaoru Noburugo. In May, we're going to move to Devil in America for Devil in America number 1 with a Patreon cover by Lyrics. This cover was previously only available as a print if you commented a special code on the Kickstarter. And now here's the full cover reveal of that. And then in June, we're doing our first artist edition by Othala M. As the Patreon cover. So that's June special is the artist edition by Othala M is going to appear on Cheeky Comics Annual 2025. And I'm seeing some Vegas questions that we're going to get to in a moment when I'm going to put Jen's stream back on. Our final announcement for the stream is that we're going to be moving our shop about mid to late quarter 2 to Shopify from Etsy. There you're going to be able to get all of our digitals, all of our regular issues, trades, exclusives, and we're going to begin doing shop exclusives on our .com site using Shopify. And now it's been gone too long. I already miss it. Let's get Jen's art back on the screen. And let's add everyone who's been waiting in the background too. I'm not sure if Richard's still here, but if he is, he can pop in. So we have some questions here and comments. We have Mason Brown says, "You got this, Jen, and everyone from Space Between and me will cheer you on. You got this." Very much so. Yeah, I mean, I really couldn't have been happier when we got the yes, because it felt like we had done the shorts before, but it felt like a long shot to do to ask you to do a mini, but I wanted it so much. So.
I will say, I will vouch for that because Pat was. I saw him at our Zenoscope VIP event this weekend, and he was glowing from this announcement.
Well, and honestly, when you replied back to my email, Pat, that you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're actually," for whatever reason, I guess I didn't quite clock that. I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I haven't actually done a series with you guys. I've done one-offs."
Yeah.
And admittedly, my schedule for the last several years has been kind of intense. But I finished my work on the Harley book. It came out in the fall. And so now I am working some more on a sequel to the graphic novel that I did with Megs Visaggio. And yeah, I feel like I finally have, in theory, some room on my schedule to take on some other work for hire stuff. And it's been so long since I've done just because this is, sorry, is this spoiler? This is a 3-issue miniseries, right? Or is it longer?
It's 3 issues. I mean,
okay.
We'd be happy to do it more if the first arc,
it's 100 issues.
Jen,
sorry,
I mean,
you committed already. So
yeah,
I did.
As long as you stick around, we'll have you for sure.
Yeah. But it's something that I've honestly missed since I've been working on the graphic novels I've been doing, because I don't know, it's just nice to have stuff coming out closer together, and being able to share stuff that you're working on as opposed to having to get through an entire 200-page book and then have it come out whenever it comes out, so yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to have that with this series, and yeah, have stuff to announce and have stuff to share, and a little bit of a reader advisory warning, but one of the things that I feel like comes up when talking about like the cheeky anthology and stuff like that is that and I think also why I have been eager to like work on multiple stuff in regards to it is that I find that you're very like a sex positive, queer positive, consent positive writer when it comes to these stories, and I feel like that really aligns with stuff that I think is important in telling kind of like more sexual mature stories. That even though, as I said, I have to give kind of a parental advisory when people are looking at the books.
Yeah.
I feel like I can endorse them and be like, these are obviously like explicit stories. They are pretty graphic, but I don't feel weird being like, these are really good books. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yes, completely agree. I also feel that same way because like you're saying, it is like you're like this is a little bit out of the norm, a little bit of an alternate type of reading material, but I'm proud of it too because it is like for multiple people to enjoy.
Well,
yeah.
as I was saying to Pat before, like the writing on Private Dance and the other cheeky books, it never feels wrong. It never feels raunchy.
It doesn't feel gross.
It's not
if I can
gross.
use
It's not
that word.
raunchy. It's real. It's real, but it's not ever raunchy, and it's not ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you feel. Yeah, you don't feel like after it or like creeped out.
There's a very good sense of humor to them, which I think is maybe what makes them feel more like accessible. Because it's like that I think reflects some of the more like healthy sexual relationships and interactions that people can have is like if you can have a sense of humor about stuff. Because to be fair, there is some kind of weird concepts in like the cheeky books and stuff, but they're handled in a way that it feels like wholesome goofy as opposed to like horny on main, pervert on main, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Well, it's that you don't feel voyeuristic for reading them. Like you feel like you get to know the characters so fast that you feel like you're just in it with them as opposed to sneaking in and having a look.
Yeah, well, and I've drawn Pen and her partner, whose name?
Benny.
Ben. And I feel like they're probably some of my like favorite characters that have come out of the series. So I thought it was fun that they got like a spinoff and stuff like that. But I have drawn them in some compromising situations, but I didn't feel like weird doing it. I was like, yeah, they're like everybody's just having a good time. Everybody really cares about each other, and like, it's very wholesome.
You're in love. He proposed. Yeah.
Oh, he did. I'll be honest with you, I actually have not read the spin-off series, so I need to catch up on that because, as I said, I just like them as characters. I like their character dynamic and stuff.
Well, thank you, and again, thanks for joining us here. It's a treat to have you. It's a treat to see you drawing Chrissy / Jersey on the screen right here, and to be joined by you and Ralph on this series is amazing. I think we have Steve coming in here. I thought I heard some rumbling, but I guess I'm wrong. We'll stick around for one more giveaway here. We have a comment. I find it fun to read about people living fulfilling sex lives, different, sometimes very different in the supernatural ones from mine. Yeah, we like to explore multiple different dynamics while staying true to who the characters are. Like the things that would fit the Penn and Benny dynamic wouldn't fit, for example, the Kylie and Owen dynamic in Kylie in Public, or Sabby and Nick, or Jillian and Raven from Private Dance. And there you go. There, I knew I heard some rumbling There he
Rumble,
is.
rumble, rumble.
Well, last one?
I'm a little bit late, yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah. Oh, we have a spicy cover. We have a Zongbro spicy cover. Now, this is from Amorini #1. It's when Amorini, the amateur Cupid, helped the couple who was breaking up and arguing. And she decided all they need to do is have a threesome with a deity of love, and she'll fix their love. So here's Amorini taking a selfie of the threesome after they've all pleased one another. Let me take it out. Oh, I can't take it out of the cellophane because there's stickers on the cellophane. But suffice it to say, it's a beautiful cover of a cute little Amorini selfie of her new friends. This is by the Zong Bros. This is for Amorini #1. What I'm going to ask you as the final trivia question in the comments, name any other employee of the Making Love agency besides Amorini Amateur Cupid. Anyone in the comments, the first one to get any other employee of the agency will get that Zong Bros cover. And remember, when you win, email spacebetweenentertainment@gmail.com. Bobby hit, you got it. Venus is the boss of Making Love. You got it. Other possible answers could be Voluptus, Swadella, Pepper, Caius, Bacchus, and there we go. Yes. So, Bobby, congratulations. Congratulations to all our winners. I'm going to highlight each of you if you want to promote anything and talk about where people can find you. Just read this last comment. Space Between and, of course, Pat are one of the reasons why I'm not only a fan of comics, but also igniting my passion of making stories in comics, of course. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for saying that, and thank you so much for reading and writing. You know, I also myself want to read and find more good stories. So the fact that there are those being created, I'm excited to hear. So first, we're going to show Chris Moses. Where can people find you? What are you working on?
All right, you can find me at rchrismoses on Twitter. You can find me on my website, www.redseacomics.com. And I got a bunch of stuff coming up. The next thing we have on Kickstarter coming is I Summoned a Demon, and she's kind of my type, the spring special. And we also have a bunch of awesome Space Between books that haven't been announced yet, but they will be coming very soon. So be on the lookout for all that.
And we have Shannon here.
Hi, guys. Thank you for all the support in Q1. I hope you're really excited about all these Q2 books. We got great feedback from stuff that came out a few months ago and everything. So excited to get more good feedback on this stuff. Thank you guys so much.
Mr. Chris.
Hey guys, it's Chris here. You can find me at Chris Space Between at Instagram, and I'm just helping Pat build up this company. We're working with tons of artists. We've got tons of titles in the pipeline. It's all really exciting, and we know you're gonna love it.
Richard Fairgray.
I'm the only Richard Fairgray in the world, so you can find me basically anywhere by looking that up. Check me out on Kickstarter. Whatever I do is at kickrichard.com. And I have 3 things that just went into pre-launch an hour ago, and at least one of them will launch next week.
The fact that they're all Kick Richard is awesome. That there's great utility in that. I have a tick of jealousy there, but I'm more proud of you than jealous of you.
I mean, we could combine and have one that just says Pat Richard, but I think it might lead to other things.
Probably would. And we have Ralph Tedesco.
Sorry, I was muted because the birds were singing.
I want to hear that, bro.
They're very excited. They're very excited. Obviously, Pat and I have we have our Give 'Em Hell 2 Kickstarter going on right now. So please check that out. A few days left on that. I think there's 10 days left on that. So would love for you guys to pledge that. Obviously, all my stuff at zenescope.com. You can always follow me on Twitter at Ralph Tedesco. And yeah, I'm just excited to be working on a bunch of projects with the guys over at Space Between, the guys and girls there, and of course on some of the stuff I'm doing at Zenescope as well. So you can find me around.
And we have our special guest, Jen.
I was Big Brain, and I put my username in my name. So,
Nice.
so yeah, that is my username on pretty much everything. My main kind of stuff would be like Blue Sky, Instagram, and I've been getting into Twitch. I Twitch. I stream 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from like 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you want to come in and watch me draw maybe a sexy lady or some comics or one line, and then Controls Edit 500 times, that's how you can do it. So yeah.
Yeah, we actually we saw and shared in the Discord when you were working on the cover that ended up becoming the Private Dance hardcover variant dust jacket of Savvy.
Yeah, that was so fun, honestly. When you were like, "Hello, can you draw this goth girl with like 2 different color hair things?" And like, I was just like, "Say less."
And finally, just one last look at this beautiful, beautiful image. I can't wait to see the final. This is Chrissy, aka Jersey, the lead of Private Dance Las Vegas, courtesy of Jen. Going to be a lot more coming on this title soon, including cover reveals, which you can find on our Patreon and our Discord and social media. You'll find links for all of that and more in the description below. Everyone, thank you for being here. This was a fun stream. I'm excited to get quarter 2 out. Quarter 1 was a bunch of fun. I feel like we built our readership in a great way on both the Space Between line and the Cheeky line, and I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm excited to keep inviting you all into the conversation on Discord, where we're all in there talking with readers, collectors, and having a great time. And you can always find us launching pretty much every week on Kickstarter. Thank you all for watching.